Ray, block. Zeldrick King against Bellholter. Oh, he hooked the arm around. That's an offensive foul. And on Zeldrick King, his third. Everybody rooting for ORU, holding their breath on that whistle.
I just heard Danny Manning say that's terrible. That's the most emotional he's been all night.
61-61. Who wants the Mayor's Cup? The Mayor's Trophy, the worst, the most, coming down the stretch with 3:59 left.
What are our turnovers, Bob?
Under 4 minutes to go. ORU led at the half by 13. They led by as many as 17 before an ill-timed technical foul and some other things took place. And right now in this battle of attrition, look at the freshman James Woodard out of Edmond Memorial. All 14 of those since the half. Warren Niles in this half, 8 points, and most of that at the free throw line.
And this is kind of a radio thing to do, but hey, I'm a radio guy, Bob. Points in the paint, Tulsa 34-20. That should be unacceptable for Oral Roberts, who should have the advantage every time with this personnel. That should be their category. And Tulsa's bench outscoring ORU's bench 23-2.
That is the usual ORU radio guy, Jeff Haxton. Thanks for stepping in and helping us out today. I'm Bob Carpenter. Good to have you here, buddy. And on the dribble, Sean Glover. They come to double. Handoff DJ Jackson. That was the defense that knocked it over the line.
He almost walked.
Mikey Mangum putting it on the floor. Bellholter, deep catch, bad angle, knocked away. 17 to shoot for ORU.
As Zeldrick King, he's been big because he's battling with Damon Bellholter. You know, he's got a little more freedom. Just 3 fouls. He's got all the freedom in the world to try and bang Damon around, and especially on the other side, just take it right at him.
Off the weed, catch and shoot Niles. It hit the rim twice and came out. Score remains tied down to the 3:30 mark. Well, things in this building over the years between these two have been pretty even. ORU 11-10. Woodard got his own rebound, throws up the left-hander. That guy, he's just a scorer. What a future he has as a freshman. 16 all in the second half today.
Who's going to step up on this end for ORU? Scott Sutton saying, get in the motion. You think it's got to go down to Damon Bellholter or go to Warren Niles right there?
Well, Niles short. James Woodard back the other way. Right side Harrelson. Tim Pete. Harrelson will dribble into a deuce. Tough shot. Good rebound, Glover. Eagles running. Tulsa's got 4 guys back. Niles, unbelievable. Looked like the ball was about to be knocked away from him. And Warren Niles has 23 to tie the game.
He's a little shaken up, trying to clear the cobwebs out.
King against Bellholter knocks it in. Zeldrick King double figures for the first time this year. TU by 2.
Bench play for Tulsa has been massive.
Got a foul off the ball.
Tulsa foul number 15.
That'll be Zeldrick King, his 4th, as he got hugged up with Damon Bellholter.
Now that freedom's gone a little bit that I was talking about. Oh, man.
And Damon will go to the line. He has 16 points on the day from the stripe, 2 for 3.
I mean, it is really hard to believe that we're in this position where Tulsa is now up by 2. At half, 38-25 ORU. comfortable lead for most of the second half. Now a 1-point game. Again, you got to go back and give Tulsa credit. They've been making the plays here to get it to this situation. Now in the final 2:15, brand new ball game, starting over. Who wants it?
Now Holzer looking for point number 18 to tie it. ORU good at the line today. 19 for 23.
And I like this. This is a defensive substitution. Brandon Conley coming in, fouls to give. That guy doesn't have fouls to give. Damon Beholder now sitting down on the bench. Conley will have a little more spring. Maybe he can get the big defensive stop that ORU needs down the stretch.
By the way, this is our 7th tie. 2 minutes to go.
King and Conley really getting after it underneath.
And Ray able to get away from DJ Jackson. That'll only be his second. But free throws to come. Both teams in the double bonus. So checking the stats of Rashad Ray, 71% at the line. Freshman guard out of New Orleans with 9 today. Poised for his 4th double-figure game. TU back on top. Damon Beholzer back after a very brief breather. Brandon Conley come in to spell him for just a moment on defense.
Really can't stress, again, how much this game means to Oral Roberts, losing 3 straight. Didn't play it last year. If you lose this one, you're heading back to TU with no Warren Niles, no Damon Beholzer, and Danny Manning getting his 2nd recruiting class in.
Yep.
It is huge for ORU to get this one right now down by 2.
So TU using its 2nd timeout. Scott Sutton has used 3 of his. And it comes with 1:52 to go. And the Hurricane on top by 2.
Well, as these guys get together, Scott Sutton has to be hoping for not something in transition, just a possession that flows well, where these guys don't have to think about what's on the line. You know, Warren Niles kind of looks like he has that in his mind right now, that if I don't hit this shot, we're in trouble.
Yeah.
So they need something around the basket, something that flows well in this possession to get it up and in, and maybe pump a little bit of energy from the ORU side out onto this floor to push these guys down the stretch.
TU 17 of 27 this half, shooting over 60%, 53% for the game. ORU is at 37.5. Jackson drives it. Niles looking to get open. Right side, Damon Beholzer. Back iron from the right side, and with 90 seconds to go right now, TU on the road leads by 2.
The defender fell down. Surprised he didn't rumble baseline there. Just settle for the jumper.
Woodard distributes. Left side, Pat Swilling Jr. short. And if I'm TU, I want to see Woodard taking that thing to the rack.
Nice pass.
Great transition. Niles fouled from behind by Pat Swilling Jr.
Again, that was the easy opportunity for ORU, but nothing is easy. The last 10 minutes, 12 minutes of this game, nothing has been easy for ORU in the offensive set. And that's, hey, again, Tulsa getting in there and playing solid defense has a lot to do with that. You have to find some kind of flow. Got to get it equalized here if you're Warren Niles, and then let it fall where they may down the stretch here.
Niles missing again.
He's off.
Right now he's at the line, 9 for 11.
That's his 3rd miss now, I think.
Yeah, I had him for 3. The official stat says 9 for 11.
Yeah,
I remember him missing 3. That's 24 for Warren. 1-point game. ORU stops it now with 1:13 to go.
It's amazing all the guys that have fouled out of this game. You know, when that happens, when Stephen Roundtree plays 9 minutes and doesn't contribute, your entire game plan changes, because if you're just watching ORU for the first time, Stephen Roundtree's averaging in double figures with 6.4 rebounds a game. When he doesn't contribute anything, your entire game plan changes. When Danny Manning loses 2 of his players, to fouls, the entire game plan changes.
Yeah.
But what you've seen Tulsa do, which I think makes this even more impressive, is put the ball in a freshman's hand at James Woodard and said, you're the guy. Take us to the promised land. And so far, no points in the first half, and what he's done in the second half, Coach Danny Manning has to be thrilled with that. Now here's 40 red. This is a full court, all-out trap by the Golden Eagle defense.
Harrelson and a foul in the backcourt. Nope, Danny Manning a timeout. That'll be his third.
Looked like they were in pretty good position to get that broken. They didn't want to take any chances.
So only 3 seconds off the clock there. Hurricanes still by 1 over the Eagles, 67-66. ORU 15-0 on this floor last year during the regular season. 84% winning percentage in the last 11 years. And as I mentioned, over the years, 21 games here against TU in the Mayor's Cup Series. ORU 11, Tulsa 10.
Yeah, ORU 111-20 at home since 2002-2003. This team needs to grow up now. ORU's got to have someone step up and make a play on this end right now. It needs to happen.
1 minute to go, shall we say, in regulation. On the handle, Pat Swilling Jr. Ray been dribble penetrating all day. Oh, that's a heartbreaker. Swilling from way outside. He's hit 2 threes today. TU by 4. Glover backing his man in. Turnaround way short, and he did get fouled.
That ball does not miss that poorly unless he got some hack up on the wrist. That's what happened there. He got him up, I believe, on the forearm to cause that to dive.
Glover, 15 on the day. 9 of those this half. One possession game out of this, no matter what happens.
See if they'll come up with the pressure if he makes. Bet you they will.
ORU 23 of 28 at the line today.
Yeah, Bob, this 40 red trap has won ORU games, but they don't have the personnel. Roundtree's usually the guy that Conley is right now.
Yeah, you need long, fast guys to do that. 40 seconds to go in a 2-point game. TU the lead and the ball. They also have the possession arrow. Scott Sutton 1 timeout left. Danny Manning has 2. Shot clock just now approaching 15. Woodard in the paint, goes up, and it looked like Corey Bilberry got him.
23, Corey Bilberry, his second personal foul.
Bilberry has not scored today. And at the line, James Woodard. First free throw today. 16 points, every one of them since halftime. That's huge. Even with a make, it's a 1-possession game. 23 seconds to go. Damon Bellholter back. DJ Jackson back.
And what that does, too, is even with the make, you mentioned a 1-possession game. I'd be shocked if ORU came down here and threw up a 3. I would imagine they will take it on the dribble drive, get that 2, and then see what happens. But there will not be any hesitation. If this goes in, you can expect a bull rush to the other side.
17 for Woodard. 3-point game. Shot clock is off. Jackson.
They're going to set it up.
Niles. Just saved at the midcourt line. Just saved. Niles, tough shot. Rimmed out. Woodard the rebound. 5 seconds to go. And TU is set to come in here and steal one when they were down by 17. They got to make a free throw at least at the other end.
I thought this was ORU's year. A very, very young TU team. ORU with a lot more experience. At home. Didn't get to play it last year. Ready to play it this year. 17-point lead. if it ends up being a loss, it'll be one of the toughest ones for Scott Sutton to take in his 14 years.
Well, Woodard hasn't made it a two-possession game yet.
Timeout, Golden Eagles.
And ORU will use its final timeout. 4.2 seconds to go. It's a full timeout. We'll take a quick break, bring it back to the Mabee Center. 3-point game, just over 4 seconds to go.
This is bad.
Yeah.
They're not very good, but we're not either.
You know what? When you have 7 turnovers in 40 minutes, you should win.
Again, they played scared at Arizona, and once Tulsa started making a run, Warren shot the ball.
Yeah, I see it. That's good.
Warren's, he's short-arming stuff. I mean, he's not the same guy. Roundtree didn't come out of the locker room.
Stephen Roundtree played 9 minutes today, had 4 points, 1 rebound. That one guy on the right hurts a lot more than the 2 TU guys on the left.
Well, the 2 TU guys pulled their weight. And for Stephen Roundtree, I don't think he'd mind me mind me saying this. 9 minutes, and you're averaging 10.6 points and 6.4 rebounds.
Woodard to just about ice it for TU. They only needed 1. They lead by 4.
You got to throw it deep here.
4.2 seconds to go.
Not to there.
Taken away, and then Danny Manning called a timeout while Shaquille Harrison was falling to the floor. And Tulsa's going to come in here and literally steal 1 away from the Golden Eagles.
In rivalry games, depending on what end you're on, it's the greatest thing or the worst thing. You want to talk about an unhappy Christmas. That man right there with his hands on his hips, he can't believe it. I mean, his guys did everything they needed to do. 17-point lead, led by 13 at half. Game should be over.
Yeah.
I talked about it. Knockout zone should be over. But I also, again, continue to tell all our listeners, viewers, well, ORU gave up a big lead to Oklahoma, gave up a big lead to Belmont.
Evidently, even when you have a huge lead, something turns against you when you get a technical foul for taunting an opponent, and since then it's been all downhill. TU's going to hold on to it and walk out of here with a 72-68 win.
Again, I got to go throw all the credit Tulsa's way. They didn't quit. They easily could have quit, and that goes to what Danny Manning's leadership has done. You got to throw, don't you? I've got to throw a lot of credit their way.
32-17, or rather 32-16 now. The all-time Tulsa lead in this Mayor's Cup, and more importantly for them, on the road, they found a place where they can win. They'd struggled on the road this year. They've won 11 and lost 11 over the years now here at the Mabee Center, and they've dominated uptown. And as you mentioned, now the Eagles have to go up there next year.
Yeah, it's one of those things. We talked about all the things that were on the line for Oral Roberts. 3 straight losses, didn't play it last